All right, what's going on, guys? Today's Saturday, so I'm just gonna do the PA review from Friday because yesterday I didn't feel like doing it, admittedly, and I was super tired. So yeah, we're just gonna do it today in the afternoon. Nice chilling Saturday. I hope you guys are all doing super well and had a great week. For us on the liquidity trading end was super good, and you could see it in the group. So anyways, guys, let's just jump in. I'll just start off from the monthly because I think it's important. Again, we had these monthly lows. I've talked about it before in this channel here, where we had these monthly lows. We swept it into where, right? This nice hidden order block right here, hidden base right there. And then we get that nice reaction out to where, look at that monthly high right there, okay? All right, I actually just marked this off as a weekly high during actually in the week, but you could see that it's actually a monthly high as well. Okay, so if I go back down to the weekly, same thing, right? We have this nice low here that we were looking at, this nice low here, this hidden order block right here, and dabbed into it. And now obviously got a really significant reaction out. Daily, you can see obviously that's where that monthly high is. So let me just move it over. Okay, so this is why we were bullish literally from right down here, right from this wick. I was like, guys, I think that this is going to go to the moon. I thought that honestly we were going to get a bigger reaction right here, to be completely transparent with you guys. That's why we took sells up here. But I closed them, right? I was closing them right around here into this hidden base because that's the only area of inefficiency that was right here, and it tags it. And look what happens as soon as it fills that inefficiency, it starts going to the moon. Okay. So I was expecting that. But again, on Friday, we had this. This was it right here. We had push up. And again, we were short. We wanted to go short, and we did take some shorts. Again, I traded only demo in my personal account, no funded accounts or anything like that, just because it was NFP. And I just have a rule not to trade that. So again, that's just my rule. And I prefer to not trade those types of days on any significant account. Okay, so again, this is what I was looking at. I was actually looking at, sorry, I closed a short right here at, it was 9.5. If I just move this down here to POI, again, this one here, just to be completely transparent, again, the 950s level, this is what I was looking at. I wasn't anticipating it was going to go all the way down. Like there was no reason to think that. And if you were, then you have to assess why. If you were looking to short here, because I know a lot of people were looking to short and they were looking to hold it all the way down here. There was no reason to be doing that. Yeah, sure, we're in a downtrend in regards to this, but this part is important. I'm not going to say anything more about it, but this part is important as to why you could expect higher prices. So anyways, you can see we get, and then the weekly cycle as well that I've talked about. And again, this is all ICT concepts that he teaches for free on his channel, right? I'm just reiterating as I say pretty frequently. But essentially what I was looking at on this sell day was that this was going to be a potential order block here and then go down into this. And then that's what we were looking at as a potential upside buy model, right? But then this is when the news came out. And of course, you can see just the massive shift. So again, I just wanted to reiterate or go over that quickly. But ultimately, what are we looking at? Friday's trading day. So if I mark out the whole week, you could see it here, right? Bullish, 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 bullish. We got this very large displacement, right? This was that news event day. Huge displacement. Like look how far this ran. Okay, from this high, 214 pips. That's not even including the 338 pips we moved this week, right? Like that's significant, especially for Euro US dollar. Now you start taking out some serious buy side liquidity pools, and then of course you're going to get some sort of reaction. So as soon as we go into Friday, we knew that we were going to be looking for shorts up here. But let me just show you how it developed throughout the day, and I'll show you what happened. So essentially we had a nice, sorry, I think I got to go in the 1 hour quick. Yes, so we had this consolidation here, right? Consolidation. We had this breakout. We knew that there was some buy side liquidity up here. So what's going to happen? We're anticipating buys, right? Buys early from where we have this nice order block, fair value gap right there. So actually, let me just mark it out with this. And this is a high probability order block. A nice high probability order block. Okay. So there's that. And then again, you're going to be looking to target buy side after sell side has been swept. And you can see here, Asia lows. We have our 1 hour order block. We have a nice sell model right here. Right. All this is going to be your inducement up to what? Your order block right there. Again, there's a little bit of a wick here too. So you could be looking at something within this wick. Personally, I'd be looking at something in this wick because it was mitigated, and unless on the smaller time frames there was something else. So let's go down. Yeah, see how there's actually a little imbalance, or there's imbalance above here. Because of that, I would have been a little bit more hesitant to enter off of this candle, because there's still this imbalance it can go dabble up into. And if we just pull our fib from here down to here, or just to make it more clear, there you go. You can see, look at that, right? We have that 79% retracement, 70% retracement, all that, all within this candle here. So you could have definitely taken that, but personally, I would have put my stop above this, because this is going to be the strong high at the end of the day, meaning that price. What is a strong high? Essentially, look, we have high resistance liquidity, right here, meaning that price grabbed the buy side liquidity. So therefore, it shouldn't need to go up and grab it anymore. It's going to need a significant amount of dollars injected into the market in order to do that. And so what does it do? It's going to start taking some short-term highs out before continuing down to take out the sell side liquidity first. And that's going to be that weak low, because it's weak. It should be targeted, right? There's not that much resistance. It's a low resistance run. Essentially right here, you could say that, yeah, well, we have a buy model or whatever right there, and that's high resistance. Sure. But ultimately we have a ton of liquidity that's pooling below Asian lows here. And we have a nice imbalance on that 1 hour that needs to be targeted here still. So that's why this one held for for a nice 2 a.m. sweep, 2 to 3 a.m. sweep in London. And look at that, right? So let's just look at this a little bit more in depth on the 5. And I want to just show you this. Like, look at all these short-term highs, right? All these short-term highs. And then this one here. All these short-term highs were taken out. If people are buying or selling this, right, what are they looking at? They're looking at, oh, we're trend following, right? We're trend following, smart money trend following. Oh, there's an order block there, right? Oh, beautiful. It's going down. Boom. And in a few candles, what ends up happening is you get 1, 2, 3, all buy side pools get liquidated. Now, that's why you get this massive move down, because it's in liquidity searching mode after it already seeked liquidity right here. Grabbed it. Okay, liquidity seeking mode. Where's liquidity going to be? Underneath Asia lows. We have some imbalance. We have a higher time frame order block here. And again, if we look at it right here, what do we see on the 5 minute? Well, for me personally, I see that we have this consolidation. We have this manipulation. We have this expansion. And now we have price returning back to the origin. Excuse me. So we have price returning back to the origin. Now, it's just like how this was all inducements here. Look at here, right? We have inducements here. And really, we have this nice imbalance fair value gap that's really beautiful. That would have been, again, this is really the whole order block like that. Okay. We did tap it there, but this is really the whole order block. And you can tell because this was really the last leg that price used went to go and sweep. You could refine it down to this, but again, over refining is not what I do personally. We have a nice break of structure there. We have our sweep. So to me, this is good. Yeah, this would have been the first level that I would have been looking at personally, right? Because again, we have our higher time frame order block right here. Then we have our refined order block that's right here. Could it have went down further? Absolutely. Right? Could it have went down to fill this imbalance? Sure. So for me, I wouldn't have entered just a limit on that personally. Again, you could have, right? Because this is a nice, actually 5 pips below the Asian range. But not only that, like, look at this. If you entered right here and your stop is below this low, right? Because it has to be below this low, or at very least, I would put it underneath the imbalance fill. So like right here, very least, like if you're trying to be a little bit more aggressive. And then look at that, you get your target there. That's a 5R. right? Like even if you just took that, now you could wait for confirmation and it'll give you a little bit higher probability. But if you wanted to risk it and take it there, I mean, you definitely could, right? You have everything, all of the elements here. You have your consolidation, you have your sweep, you have your inducement, even another inducement there, and then boom, boom, right? This to me is a nice buy model, right? Fair value gap, order block, weak high, right? So that's really it. That's all of it right there. So this has everything. So you could have taken that one just like you could have taken this one here. Consolidation, consolidation, sweep, inducement, 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 large kind of expansion out, manipulation, and down. Now, this is all about the timing. Personally, the one that I like about this one is that when this happened, look what time it is, 2:20 a.m. Eastern Standard. It starts this run. That's what you really want to see, honestly. And that's why I would have been shorting here if I were awake in London, if I were trading London, which I don't. Again, I'm on Eastern Standard Time. I'm from Toronto, so that's why I'm trading just New York and potentially pre-New York as well sometimes if there's a good setup. Okay. So what ended up happening? We get down to here. Let's go on our smaller time frames and let's see what we got at the sweep of Asian lows. Was there anything? Well, look at this, right? We had a nice, I would say that this is going to be our swing point right here. We broke our swing point. What do we have? Nice imbalance fill right there. So you could have taken something like this, right? This is, again, if you watch ICT's new video mentorships on YouTube, you'll see exactly this type of setup, right? Where you sweep a significant low. Well, in this case, we have nice Asia low right there. You sweep a significant low, you sweep significant low. Now all of a sudden you start breaking up. Again, there's no fair value gap here, but look at that. You have break in market structure right here, right? Break in market structure, fair value gap. This is going to be your little inducement right there. And that's it, right? Look at this. If you just take this, you can see we also have an OTE setup right there, right? If you just do the bodies, you can see OTE setup right there. And look at that. You have your target there. You have targets up here. And look at the response from these targets, right? Whenever, again, I always say this is when you set your fib up properly, the targets become these algorithmic targets for the day, right? When you see it bouncing off your fib levels, like your fib targets perfectly, it just means you pulled, or in my eyes, it just means you pulled the right swing point, the one that the algorithms are using to trade off of, trading to take their targets and stuff like that. And so for me, that's what I like to see. And you can see right there, right? It hits it, you get that move. No sell setup up here. I would definitely be looking for a sell up here, but there was no sell setup. Instead, what ends up happening is you have this. Again, you have this kind of this sweep, this break of structure, right? Sweep, break of structure. You have inducement, 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 and then you have these kind of equal low inducements right there. Okay. And again, where is it going to go into? Probably somewhere into this order block, right? This is going to be just a order block on a higher time frame, right? If I go up to the 3-minute, consecutive down candles, order block, 5-minute, consecutive down candles, order block, 10-minute, down candle, order block right there, right? So again, you could have refined it to that. You wouldn't have been tagged in. That's fine. But look what we have here, right? We have our fair value gap, order block, and so on. So this was definitely a nice one. If I go back down to the 3-minute and stuff like that, let's go. Where is it? Right here, right? We now have equal highs like that. And again, remember, look at our liquidity pool up here. Look at that. Is there a reason you think we reacted from that? Well, I'll let you decide. But we pull this fib, right? OTE entry right here, order block. The whole order block is like from right here. And you can see that, right? Order block, fair value gap, inducement right here, boom, tag it. And then that's it, right? Then now we're going back up to target this inducement. And look at this again, -27 target. Look at that. Respect. So after taking out that high, you can anticipate some sort of form of reversal right here. Now, additionally, what I was looking at was that, again, I was looking for sure that we were going to take out this low here. Because again, look what we have. We have 1 run, 2 runs, and 3 runs into a significant liquidity pool. Okay, so if I just go on the, I believe it's the 30-minute. Yeah, you can just see it on the 30-minute. You can see that these are the clear runs, right? Three runs clearly like that. And so I was anticipating that we were going to take out structure, because I know that there's going to be some continuation traders that are going to be continuing to trade this to take up higher prices, especially because we've been so evidently bullish in this last week. So essentially what I was thinking was that, okay, we have 3 runs to the upside, and then we were going to be coming down, right? And so basically that's exactly what I wanted to see. I wanted to see price essentially do those 3 runs and then start coming down, so then we can, start to look at some entries. And so if we look at the 5-minute, what ended up happening, so this is a significant point. Again, I'll let you guys backtest why this was significant. You can let me in the group, I posted it, or in the discussion chat, I posted it, but just letting you know, that's something to keep an eye on. I won't go into it in depth here. But again, where's the structure? 1, 2, 3. This right here is a nice swing point that I really like. This is going to be your shift in market structure right here. This is going to be your break in market structure right here. We go down to the 2-minute. Now look at this. Gorgeous, right? So again, we have a something that's going on right here. I just gave it away. Something going on right there. We have let me mark this out as this, sorry, with this. Okay, so we have this imbalance right here, right? This fair value gap right here after breaking structure. So now we look like we're coming to the downside, and this is the trade that I took from right here. I pulled my fib from right here, right down here. Actually, I did it with the bodies instead. Okay, and look at that, right above into that imbalance. This is where I entered my trade right here. Stop just above this high, like that. And again, where are we going to be looking to target? Where are we going to be looking to target? Well, sell side liquidity, I mean, we have a bunch here, 1, 2, and then 3. This is going to be my main external liquidity pool, because again, this whole thing is just internal liquidity. My main target is going to be this external liquidity pool down here. This is my #1 target, right? And I want to see that, and especially you can see -3.5 lines up just gorgeously with it. And so to me, that's really good. Anything else, you can see that this low right here, look at the lining it up with the -2.5, and then essentially the 1.5 aligning up with that. So you can see some really nice liquidity pools to be targeting. That's perfect. Again, this is the target right there. So that's personally the trade that I took. I know I listed out earlier, I said, yeah, you could have easily taken this trade. And then there was a little addition here that one of my boys took, one of my good buddies, Ben Seisner, and you can go follow his stuff as well. I would definitely recommend it because he's a beauty. Matt Gray took this one. I took this one, and Ben Seisner took this one. So we were talking to each other all throughout the day, and we were laughing about it because we all essentially took the exact same trades, just all based off of different confluences, which is typically what we do as a team here. So you can see here we swept these highs, and then I believe that Ben took it right off of this one here, right? And this was definitely a valid one because now you got our little confirmation off of this level. Okay, you got your confirmation off of this level, and boom, that's your trade there. Okay, so a little bit better of a risk to reward there, but again, that's fine, right? It doesn't matter. I don't need to hit the best RR. I mean, 10R almost in it is good enough. So essentially the next trade that I took was after taking out all these significant lows. I was just waiting for something I was waiting for a sell or a buy setup that happened here. And so what happened, we had a low, 1, 2, and then 3 runs on liquidity, essentially, right? 1, 2, 3. Then I was looking at longing. And so I was actually looking at longing right here, didn't see anything, looking right here, didn't see anything. It wasn't until price broke this significant high right there. Okay, that significant swing point right there. And then essentially I was just waiting, right? I was waiting. I think it was on was it 2-minute? can't remember. Yeah, it was on the 2-minute that I was really eyeing this, because what we had here was a nice fair value gap after breaking up on that. Okay, fair value gap down here as well. I actually took the first one. Again, not to be too, I don't want to be too greedy. So I took the first one. If I go back down to the 1 minute, I entered right here on that fill. I put my stop under here, shouldn't be breaking anywhere below that. I could have honestly refined it a little bit more, but I said, you know what, a 5 pip stop here is fine. And then my target was in this fair value gap up here. There's a lot of confluence as to why it was going to turn back from here. Okay. So for me, you can see my target. If I pull this from this high to this high, you can see we take that 62 level. That's why I entered right where I entered, is because I'm like, yeah, it's in that fair value gap as well. Okay, so I took that. Again, look at that, -2. That was going to be my target right in this imbalance here. Again, that was my trade. Again, this was traded on demo, and it was in I posted my group, so you can see. Again, I'm not trying to pretend like I traded this on a live account or anything like these ones here. Just on my, well, I took this one on my personal, but this one was on demo, and then the rest of the day was on demo. And so you can see here, we have a nice breaker right here. This is the last light that went up. We respect it, break down inefficiently, come back up. And so essentially what I did, because we had our target level here as well, I just ended up taking this with my stop above here. Okay, actually, sorry, that's a lie. That's a lie. It was on the 5 minute that I was looking at it. Okay, it was right here. Sorry, guys. I don't want to deceive anyone here that in saying I got a better risk reward or whatever than I actually did. So I actually entered right here again, right off that breaker, and then I just put my stop above right here. Okay, so it was a 10 pip stop. Again, bigger than usual, but because again, it's a volatile day, and because of that, when volatility is up, your stop will essentially have to go up as well, right? Typically, unless you can get something nice and small. But right here, this is the best place that I could put my stop. And so I said, you know what, I'm going to do it. And again, target where? -27. So these were all trades that were taken on demo. Okay. And so that was that. And again, there's also a reason why I targeted there at the -27 is because right here was the first fair value gap that was available. Okay. So that aligned perfectly with the, fib pull on that breaker. Now, something I know, again, if I'm looking at what do we talk about here with our sell model and buy model, right? We have a consolidation, a sweep, retest, breakdown, and then back up to the extreme. So again, this was only used as a trade, as a quick intraday trade, because what I was anticipating was that, well, I actually wasn't anticipating it. And then after I realized, I was like, oh shit, why didn't I should have seen this coming. But essentially we have our consolidation, our break above, our break back down. We retest that as the breaker right there, come back down. So as soon as this, I was out of this trade. And then once I saw the reaction, I actually entered another short right here. But then later I realized, I was like, oh, this is just the inducement, right? This is, if I just delete everything here, let me just clear it all out. Okay. That this on a higher time frame, if I just go to the 10-minute potentially, you'll be able to see it. We have this consolidation, break up, break down, up, down, and then, so what's this, right? That's a potential inducement. Inducing what? We're inducing this order block right here, high probability order block right here. For me, this is a high probability order block. What did I just do? There we go. Okay. And so now if we look into it from body to body here, we can see, look at that. Beautiful alignment with the OTE, which means I'm definitely looking for price to come back down. Like I want to see this void get rebalanced. But again, there's going to be a little bit of traffic here that we got to get over. But right now we're setting up where I see a sell model, right? Where this is going to be that high resistance liquidity run. So therefore price shouldn't get back up to there. And this is going to be that low resistance. Well, it is still a high resistance liquidity run technically, because we got this and we didn't get equal lows. However, this could happen where, we come back down, come back up like that. And then we have some equals to kind of target and take out this and go higher into this fair value gap. So that's what I'm anticipating as the next move. But that's why I was shorting from right here, because I was like, I basically got, I was the liquidity on this trade here. But essentially I was looking at just a continuation late in the day, like super late on NFP day, like not a good time to be trading, to be honest. But I just saw it right here. I saw that we had some inducements popping up right here. Okay. And then, yeah, then we just had this little fair value gap right in there, this high. And so I honestly just took it right from here. I took it just above there. My stop above this wick here, because if it goes above that wick, it's probably going to go break above that as well. And so that's exactly what happened, right here. Okay, so it's all good, right? It took a loss, that's fine. It took a nice couple wins, all based off of my strategy. Again, I'm not going to go too deep into my strategy personally, because that's going to be reserved for the people that are going to be a part of the actual mentorship, which again, I didn't really think about starting until I just got a ton of requests, because people see what I'm doing in my Telegram, and they're like, messaging me that they want to trade my strategy and whatever. And so I said, you know what, I might as well do it and, give the people what they want. And so I'm going to do that. I'm setting that up now. I want to make sure it's good. I know a bunch of people like have started courses and there's absolutely nothing to the course when they started, and it's just underwhelming to say the least. And so basically what I want to do is I want to make sure that it's actually a set course, and that it's, there's content and everything like that that can actually bring value to people's lives, and not the content that you see online. Like, again, you're going to see variations of ICT, and ICT, I use a lot of ICT's order blocks and things like that, and breaker blocks, all that. And I'm so eternally grateful to him for bringing these to light, because it refined my strategy. But before I was trading based off of, we took Chris Laurie's course. And then at that point, me and a friend developed the strategy together after learning what we did with Chris Laurie. But again, back then we used to have 20 pip stops, 30 pip stops, and we would be, taking those trades, and again, 2 hours, 3 hours consistently. Now, after learning more about ICT and refining to, the order blocks and stuff like that, and kind of building some experience with that over the last few years, it's really, aided in my strategy and entries and hitting 9, again, like you saw this one, 9R, 10R, stuff like that, 20R. It doesn't have to be such massive R's that, like, in a day, my average is like probably 3 to 5, right? Like, I have it here. Let me just pull it up in the group, because we'll review exactly what I went over in the Telegram here. Let me just pull it up here. Okay. So again, NFP day today, just observing, look at only thing I believe is going to happen for NFP is downside, sweeping this weekly high, divergence, and a dollar index, and a huge inefficiency down to go fill. Geez, I can't even speak. But you can see here, right? Again, looking at a sweep here, this was that monthly high that I marked out today, but I had it here as a weekly high. And I said, filling that huge inefficiency, we have some divergence with the dollar index right there. And again, if you guys were trading early, this is a beautiful OTE on the 1 hour. What else? And then, yep, you could have caught this beautiful short down. Again, like I was saying, you could have caught, there were options, right? Again, you can go see these were some really good messages in my opinion. And then yeah, again, if you've been looking at the new ICT concept, you would see that, yeah, this is exactly what we explained a little bit earlier, right? It's the same thing that he's teaching on YouTube. Okay. Then again, oh wait, sorry, you can see here, right? Demo, this is actually executed, right? I didn't show this one because this was on my personal, and but this one executed live. Okay, executed live, you can see here, right? Entry, scalp, boom, done. Look at the target, 14,566, right? 14,566, look at that, right? The very high of that. And then that's where I just reversed the order and just executed. And then, yeah, I didn't film it though. Unfortunately, I should have. So you could have seen that I entered that as well. But again, no worries at all. And so, yeah, then just said that we had the discussion group here, and that's it, right? So again, we were only one bias that day. You can scalp both ways, but remember the main direction of that day. Again, like this is all called out beforehand, but I'm not trying to hide anything here. I'm not trying to pretend I'm someone that I'm not. And so I hope that you guys gain some value and gain some insight from this test today. And that's it. Have a great weekend, guys. You know, make sure you're studying and make sure you're learning, and that's all you can do. Just try and get a little bit better every day, a little bit better every day. This didn't happen overnight for me. So just keep doing your thing. Love you guys so much, man. Thank you for the support. I can't believe it. Like, honestly, I know I say this in every video. It seems like we're hitting new milestones every day, but it's true. Like, honestly, what are we at in Telegram? Like almost 600 people. Look at that, almost 600 people on YouTube. We're in the 800s now. So I'm just so grateful. Like, I just didn't expect this. So thank you guys so much for the support. And I just hope I can be a light in your trading journey, you know, where, you know, it's been a dark tunnel so far, and maybe this is the light. So I'm really hoping that that's the case, and just so grateful, guys. Thank you so much. Have an amazing day, and I'll chat to you soon. Cheers.